Hello and welcome to Your Journey Yoga. I'm Cheryl. I'm just doing another pose breakdown for you if you're just kind of starting your journey in yoga or if you've had questions that you've wanted to know more about a certain pose. We're going to work on downward facing dog today. Down dog is a very foundational pose in yoga. You'll come back to it often, probably more times than you like. But believe it or not, downward facing dog can actually become as relaxing as child's pose. So when you get to that point, it's a beautiful thing. So to come into downward facing dog, there's some different ways to come into it. We're going to start from the back of the mat with the shoulders rolled back. And we're going to inhale, reaching to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. We're going to walk the hands out to a high plank position or a high push-up position. Shoulders right over those fingertips. So in our plank position, it's a very strong position. This should give you the perfect placement for your hands and your feet. Now, as you exhale, lift your hips. Feet are open out to about hip width apart. Hands are shoulder width. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Now, some really important aspects of our downward facing dog. We want to be sure that our wrists are not getting too bent here. So if we need to bend those knees to press through the palms of the hands to guide your weight back to get the bend out of your wrist, that's what we're going to do. And then ever so slowly, maybe as those legs begin to warm up, as those hamstrings begin to let go, we can press those heels to the mat, getting that length through the backs of the legs. But really important to get the bend out of the wrists as much as you're able. So feeling that great stretch through the backs of the legs. Wonderful stretch for the spine. Strengthening those shoulders, strengthening those forearms and those wrists. And then the head is heavy. Just let it relax. Bringing the knees to the mat. Untuck those toes and sit it back to child's pose. So another variation to come into. Oftentimes we will do this at the beginning of class. From child's pose. Again, if you extend those arms out nice and long, hands are shoulder width apart, and again, we're going to spread those fingers wide. From here, we're going to lift the forehead, tuck the toes, and press back up to down dog. So you can come into downward facing dog in a number of different ways. Again, the head is heavy, the face is soft. We're just gazing back towards between the feet. If you feel tension in the head or the neck, give that head a little shake. So we're really working to make an inverted V, or picture yourself as a mountain peak. And your sit bones are the mountain peak. Now take the gaze between your hands, walk your feet in. Coming to the top of the mat, relax the head, and then slowly roll it up. With a big shoulder roll at the top, shoulders slide down and away. So that's our downward facing dog, my friends. I hope that helps. I hope that answered some questions, gives you a visual as to what you're hoping to feel like in the pose. Again, that V, your sit bones reaching high, and you should just feel that wonderful stretch down the back of your body and down the backs of the legs. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.